How's it going? So in today's video we're going over the GleeRide A9 14. It's a pretty crazy little mini bike. Alright, so let's just start things off with the powertrain here. So it's running a 500 watt rear hub motor at 750 watts peak, and that's paired with a very large 48 volt 20 amp hour battery. I mean, that's a pretty large battery for a full-size like e-mountain bike for this tiny thing. It's pretty significant. It's pretty cool. Now this is a class 2 e-bike, but let's just jump right on, see what the top speed is and what the acceleration feels like on this little thing. Alright, well let's just start off in mode 1 here and see how fast she goes. Acceleration in mode 1 is not very fast. And it gets up to about 12 miles an hour. Let's bump that up to mode 2. Got a little kick and power there. Mode 2 gets us to, looks like 15 miles an hour. Mode 3. And mode 3 takes us to 20. So I got 19 there. Yeah, so basically 20 miles an hour. I'll hit 21 for a second there. Let's see the acceleration takes off from a stop at full power. Full power. But definitely a lot better than mode 1. I mean, you're not going to be peeling out or running any races or anything, but, you know, it gets up and goes. It is a 500 watt motor. So while we're talking about power and speed and stuff, let's talk about range a little bit. Since this is only pulling 750 watts max, it's a 500 watt motor, but you got a 48 volt, 20 amp hour battery, which is a very large battery for this kind of bike. Jeez, I don't even know how much. I mean, just doing throttle only. You know, I filmed the walk around earlier, and I think one of the things I forgot to mention was that it has a full throttle here on the side, so it's not like a half twist or thumb. It's actually a full throttle, which I kind of like. It's pretty cool. Anyways, if you're running full throttle at 750 watts, say you're drawing 750 watts, you got a 20 amp hour battery. I'll do the math on the screen, but I mean, I'm going to predict you could probably get 35-40 miles just on throttle only. Now, if you're doing pedal assist, that might be you know, a lot more. Let's see how the pedal assist comes on actually. Okay, so let's see. 1, 2, yeah, about 2 turns and it kicks in. Not the same as most cadence sensors. It is pretty nimble. It's kind of fun to ride. Alright, so you see it's rocking some disc brakes. These are mechanical disc brakes. They're not hydraulic, but for the size bike you really don't need hydraulic. So you've got the same setup in the front and the rear, and the rotors are 160 millimeters. You've got your very standard brake levers here, but let's just do a quick brake test and see how she does. Alright, so we'll do a quick brake test. Let's get up to about top speed here and see how the brakes perform. I think maybe at this pole coming up right here, I'll hit it. I'm doing full speed, and let's hit it. Well, yeah, pretty good brakes. Didn't lock up the wheel, but they felt really good. They stopped fast. Plenty of stopping power for this little thing. So the bike does come with a 2 amp charger at 20 amps. 10 hours from 0 to full. Usually you can upgrade charges if you want to get a 5 amp or something like that, but yeah, it comes with a 2 amp charger. So anyways, yeah, the brakes are pretty good. So even though this bike is pretty small, it does have a pretty fair amount of adjustments as far as like raising the handlebars up, and the seat goes up pretty high. I would say it could fit someone comfortably up to like maybe 6 foot, and it's really small, so it's good for like kids and stuff like that, or if you're a shorter person you might fit this very well. But here are my just general ergonomic impressions. I mean, so far for me at 5'9", it is a little squished. You know, the handlebars are really close to me, but I'm not like super uncomfortable or anything. As long as you raise that seat up so you got kind of a good amount of space between the seat and your pedals, you should be okay. But yeah, the handlebars are adjustable as far as the height, and the seat is adjustable for height. So, you know, definitely this is just going to favor like women and children, or just shorter people in general. You know, 5'9", I can ride it comfortably, but, you know, I'm just slightly squished on it. But, you know, I am having fun on it. And what's really cool is like there's no sense of range anxiety at all, because you got that big old battery back there. I mean, you don't have to worry about running out of juice. One of the interesting things is it does have front forks here, as you can see. You know, they're not adjustable, but they work. But it's got 6 shocks. It's got 2 right here, like in the middle of the frame there, and then it's got 2 on each side for the rear. I mean, that's just a ton of shocks. I guess if 2 are good, 6 are better. I'm not sure. But let's just bump around off-road a little bit just to see how they absorb the bumps. And I like having the full throttle. It's kind of cool. And then you got your turn signals, you got your horn, you got brake light, you got your headlight, you got all the safety stuff. You got a ton of shocks for some reason. But let's go up here and we'll just go ride on some grass or something like that and see how those shocks feel. Yeah, it kind of feels, this bike is really small. It kind of feels like I'm moving pretty good, even though I'm only doing like 20 miles an hour. That's how mini bikes typically feel. They make you feel like you're going a lot faster than you are. All right, so let's just jump off right here, do some grass riding. Yeah, This suspension works fine. Torque didn't like that very much, so the bike slowed down a lot trying to run through that thick grass and stuff. So I got a wave there, didn't get any Karen look or anything like that. That's one of the things about these small bikes too, is like you can ride them on, you know, running and bike trails and stuff like that, and no one's gonna care. Compared to something like bigger, where you're gonna get the stink eye, you know. Yeah, but anyways, for the price, it's a pretty cool folding bike. Oh yeah, and the thing folds up too. So it folds up really small. You can just pull the levers on the handlebars fold down, and then the bike folds in half, and you can just kind of store it wherever you want. It'll fit pretty much anywhere because it's small. I believe these are 14 by 2-inch tires here. They got kind of like a off-roady, street-oriented type tread. So like dual sporty type tires. So this thing is a single gear, so there's no gear shift or anything up on the handlebars, you see. It does have a rear seat with a rear backrest and rear passenger pegs. So if you had like a little kid that wanted to hike their, you know, little brother or sister or something like that, they could do that. Or if you're a mother, you want to take your kid with you, you got that option. All right, so let's go over the dash here. You have just your key. Turns on your display. Display is very basic. You just have your charge state, speed, and then your odometer. Very simple. The bike does come with a phone holder here, so that's pretty convenient. And then you got your light switch for the front headlight. It's small, but it works pretty well. And then you got your turn signals. It's got turn signals in the rear and the front, which is pretty cool for this little bike. You've got a 3-mode switch down here in the bottom, so 3 power modes, 1, 2, 3, and then you got your horn. Pretty loud horn. Oh no, this is a really cool bike for the price. I mean, if you're a smaller person, you want something that, you know, goes 20 miles an hour, you can ride it on all the bike trails, but it has a big battery so you can get a lot of range. Maybe you want to commute on it, and you got some back bicycle trails you can use or something like that. Yeah, really cool bike. One thing I forgot to mention is the bike does come with this bag here that hangs off the handlebars. I have it backwards, but yeah, this would strap on to the post here to keep it steady, but yeah. That's one thing I forgot to mention. Pretty cool. It's actually really big. You can fit a lot of stuff in there. Thanks for watching to the end. I really appreciate it. There's going to be a link and probably a discount code in the description there. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.